respectful and use appropriate language. I also would explain that the councillors have been arranged in alphabetical order, and unfortunately Councillor Hamed is at the end of the table. It's not because she chooses to have her back to you. Is this better? So the councillors have been arranged in alphabetical order, and unfortunately Councillor Hamed arrived at the end of the table, so she doesn't wish to have her back to you, but that's the arrangements. Once the mayor is elected, then someone moves up here, and then enough chairs are available around the table. Also, before I open the meeting, understand my name is Malcolm Ryan. I'm the General Manager of Council, and in view of the fact we have no mayor, I chair the opening part of the meeting for the election of the mayor. We will have a smoking ceremony. The smoking ceremony will be carried out outside, so I ask you, when I call you to do that, could you please move out to the front of the building for those who want to attend the smoking ceremony, and Uncle Lex, Dad, will carry out the smoking ceremony and welcome to country for us. So in a few minutes, I'll open the meeting. Also explain the way the microphones work. The councillors, the first person in, their mic will go red, next person will go green, and as the red mic goes off, the green one will go red, and so forth, in order that they're pressed. And the mayor will have the ability to mute all the mics if the mayor wishes to do so.
So Mr. Ryan, there's no need for us to raise our hand. Is that what you're saying? It's just a light.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I declare the meeting open at 6 o'clock. Whilst we would normally commence the council meeting with acknowledgement of country and by respectfully acknowledging the traditional custodians of this land, the Darug people, tonight I'd like to invite Darug Elder Uncle Lex, Dad, to undertake the Welcome to Country ceremony. So those who wish to be involved, can you please move to the front of the building and we'll carry out the ceremony outside, and then we'll recommence the meeting here. For those on the web, we are going outside. The broadcast will commence again shortly. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to those on the web. The first item on tonight's agenda is the report on the election of the Mayor and Deputy Mayor. There are some procedure motions we need to go through first of all, and to date I've received 2 nominations for each position. The first that Council needs to determine is determine if a Deputy Mayor will be elected at all. So can someone move a motion? That's moved by Councillor Grove, seconded by Councillor Zeta. Any debate?
We could probably make it a little bit faster for yourself. I'll move that way. I'll move it's all right. I'll move for a open ballot as well, and for the term of deputy to be 1 year.
Second that.
Councillor Councillor Grove. Thank you. Councillor Zeta, do you agree to those changes?
Make you mayor at this rate.
Thank you. Councillor, is there any debate on the motion? Can I ask all those in favour? Aye. Those against? I declare the motion carried. Okay, next item now will be the election of the Mayor. As I said before, I have 2 nominations, Councillor George Campbell, seconded by Steve Christou, and Councillor Greg Cummins, seconded by Councillors Groves, Zrika, Rami, Atty, Zeta and Garrard. Are there any further nominations? Okay, the Council has resolved the matter will be determined by open ballot. All those in favour of Councillor Campbell, please raise your hand. Councillor Campbell, Christou, Elmore, Ahmed, Hung, Lake and Sahar. I think that's 7 votes. All those in favour of Councillor Cummins? Councillor Atty, Councillor Cummins, Councillor Garrard, Councillor Sarkis, Councillor Rami, Councillor Grove, Councillor Zeta, Councillor Zrika. I declare Councillor Cummins elected as Mayor. For the position of Deputy Mayor, I have two nominations. So it's Councillor Christou and Councillor Sarkis. Are there any more nominations? I call it those in favour of Councillor Christou. Councillor Campbell, Christou, Councillor Elmore, Councillor Ahmad, Councillor Zhuang, Councillor Lake, Councillor Sahar. 7 votes. Those in favour of Councillor Sarkis. So Councillor Atty, Councillor Garrard, Councillor Sarkis, Councillor Rami, Councillor Grove, Councillor Zeta, Councillor Zrika. I declare Councillor Sarkis as Deputy Mayor. I would invite Councillor Cummins to take the chair.
Can we just have a recount? I did not see Mr. Cummings put his hand up. He didn't. He didn't.
Sorry, thank you. Members of the audience, I've been advised that Councillor Cummins abstained from the election for Deputy Mayor, so we'll need to, that means the votes tied at 7 votes each. So the way we resolve that is to draw it over a hat, and we do have a box available. We will place the 2 names in the box. Do you wish to withdraw it from the box? That's all I put.
I think US will be turning up.
Okay, thank you. Just to make sure. Let's make sure. I'll just explain the situation. In view of the fact that the votes were tied for the role of Deputy Mayor, as a returning officer, I now need to determine who was elected by placing the names in a box and drawing one name out of the box, and that person will become Deputy Mayor. So I write a card with Councillor Christou. shake the box, please. It's a very big box. There's a work health and safety issue. The person I draw from the box wins. Councillor Sarkis. Mr Mayor, if you please proceed, there's one more item on the agenda to determine the length. The fee for Deputy Mayor.
Even contemplated this, Mr. Ryan. So I think I would need to have discussions with the. I haven't even contemplated this, Mr. Ryan, the fee for Deputy Mayor. So I think, in all fairness, I'd be better off having a discussion with Councillor Sarkis.
Will do. If I may, whilst I'm on my feet, Mr. Mayor, allow me to congratulate you on your appointment as Mayor. The first Mayor of Cumberland Council, that's a big thing. I can't say you've got big shoes to fill because they've never been filled before, but it's going to be a demanding task, and I want you to know that you'll have our support with the endeavours of this council. Some items we're going to agree on, some we're not going to agree on, but we will get through them, and I think that's what it's about, working for the betterment of Cumberland. And again, I pledge my support to this council and to you as Mayor.
Councillor Sarkis, Councillor Grove.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was reflecting on just this general situation, quite early on in the piece, and I thought to myself, well, I think it really says a lot that the residents of Greystanes were so angry. Even Ross Grove voted for Greg Cummings at the end. More seriously, though, this is a big night for Cumberland. It's a big night for every single councillor in this chamber. And I want to particularly say to the candidates who weren't successful tonight, and to those councillors who weren't expecting this outcome. I've been there. I was there in 2014 with respect to my second term. And I think that while, majorities do tend to control resolutions, minorities also have a very significant shaping force in the culture of the council going forward. You'll be approached by your supporters. You'll feel a particular way. I can probably discuss a lot of that offline. I don't want to relive some of those moments here. But the success of this council is every bit, in fact, even potentially more, as dependent on how the results of tonight are managed by those who are not necessarily successful, as it is by those who were successful. Also like to extend my congratulations to Councillor Sarkis. Councillor Sarkis and I have enjoyed, much like yourself, Mr. Mayor, an interesting carousel of the revolving plate of political debate. I would look forward to seeing that continue in the future, and I wish you every success in your mayoralty.
Thank you, Councillor Grove. I'd just like to thank all the councillors. I believe, as the former Mayor of Holroyd, I kept up a fairly high level of impartiality in the chair, and I expect to do the same again during my tenure as the Cumberland Mayor. I'd just like to thank the citizens who have turned up tonight. It's much appreciated. To your support, not only for myself and the Deputy Mayor, but all the councillors. I believe we have an interesting time ahead. It's my endeavour that all Cumberland residents share equally in the progress of this council, and depending on the next state election, if you so wish, you will also hopefully have an opportunity to decide whether Cumberland should stay in the same shape it is now. I'll leave it there, but thank you all.
guarantee that we are going to be able to see how the decisions are made as the debate goes on. So welcome all, and thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Chapman. Councillor Garrard.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, and I'm probably used to addressing the Lord Mayor, so it is a difference. Congratulations to yourself and also to my party colleague, Councillor Sarkis, from our local community being elected to the high office of Deputy Mayor. I don't know too much about the former Mayor of Holroyd and the first Mayor of Cumberland, other than the little banter we used to have through the media from time to time. But I did decide to look up Wikipedia today to see what Greg Cummings was all about, and I found out that he was an award-winning wildlife conservationist, achieved remarkable success protecting gorilla populations in the world through community-based initiatives in East and Central Africa. I know he wrote a book called Gorilla Land, and perhaps I know where some of those tactics come from, Mr. Mayor. But I certainly look forward to working with the Chamber over the next period of time. I support the comments that were made from the gallery that we do have here to celebrate the opportunity of having the first elected council of Cumberland, but most importantly, having an elected council. For the first time since Federation, for 16 months, we have not had any leadership in the city at a democratic level. I think we really need to provide that leadership to the community. There's much that needs to be done in this term of council, not to mention the fact that the present Deputy Lord Mayor of Parramatta is here tonight, and I might get her to send a message. But matter of fact, I hope you took note of that smoking ceremony out there tonight. When you come onto someone else's country, you sit there and get told what to do until you come in. But having said that, I acknowledge the fact that Parramatta owes this council some $23 million, and you might just take that message back to your Lord Mayor. Frankly, as a party, our local community, we support neighbourhoods very strongly. I'm certain many of the councillors around the room here do tonight as well. But I see this council needing to if you listen to what the community is saying, we do need to improve housekeeping in the Cumberland area. The Auburn Central area is an utter disgrace. General compliance and regulation in the council needs to improve massively. In fact, even the other day, just through pre-poll, you know, you can park your car in a business area in Auburn and not get booked for, I counted 100 hours. There was no bookings in 100 metres from the railway station. No wonder no one gets a parking spot down there. I do desire to use my extensive experience in local government for the betterment of the community and to work within this chamber. We have many fine people in this city, and that's another point too. We should be calling this Cumberland area a city. It doesn't have a name. This business about, you know, we come from Cumberland. Well, you know, cities are a must, and we should be giving our branding in that fashion. While we have plenty of fine neighbour people, we have plenty of fine neighbourhoods as well. We have many fine staff in the organisation, but we need to work collaboratively together to bring the opportunities to this new Cumberland Council area. I congratulate everyone who's been a part of it. The community have done their bit. They've elected a chamber, and it's up to this chamber to deliver for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Garrard. No further business. If there's no further comments from councillors, I'll declare the meeting closed. What is it?